Hi, my name is Nicole Bixler, and today I'll be discussing with you why I believe the person I chose exhibits the relational leadership model's leadership components. There's always something you can do better the next day. A quote Taylor Rademacher, president of Pi Sigma Epsilon, lives by every single day. With 60 active chapters nationwide, Taylor is Ball State University's Epsilon Epsilon chapter president. PSE is the only national co-ed sales and marketing fraternity. According to PSE.org, the mission of Pi Sigma Epsilon is to develop the sales and marketing skills of its members. PSE gives its members the chance to gain hands-on experience through experiential learning opportunities, participate in conferences both regionally and nationally, and network with professionals through PSE's corporate partner program. After having to be convinced by friends to join PSE, Taylor dove in headfirst. As a new member in any organization, it's difficult to receive any position, let alone the role of president. After the idea of being president was planted in my head, I went for it, says Taylor regarding what made him want to take on the role of president after only being in PSE for 3 weeks. Taylor's passion, determination, and commitment to his role as president was very prominent during the course of the interview. The way he approaches leadership within his organization was reflected within his answers and the overall contribution he makes to PSE. I believe Taylor exhibits the relational leadership model's leadership components of being a purposeful, inclusive, and empowering leader. Being purposeful means having a commitment to a goal or activity. It is also the ability to collaborate and to find common ground with others to facilitate positive change, stated our book. The skills found in a purposeful leader consist of envisioning, creative thinking, identifying goals, and involving others in the vision building process. The identification of set goals is something that drives Taylor to succeed. He believes that goal tracking is something everyone should utilize. You know where you want to go, so keeping yourself accountable that you're doing the things to get you to that goal every single day, said Taylor as he discussed his goal-setting techniques he'll employ when going about accomplishing the goal he has envisioned for himself. When I asked Taylor about how he effectively communicates his vision and purpose as a leader, he emphasized how big of a role being passionate about what you're involved in plays. The constant striving for improvement that a purposeful leader possesses is something Taylor has acquired over time. There's always a chance to learn something. It doesn't matter who it's from or what's it about. There's always someone that knows something more than you. Taking advantage of that is the most important thing you can do. Taylor realizes that change needs to occur for improvement to happen. On page 108 within our book, being inclusive is defined as understanding, valuing, and actively engaging diversity in views, approaches, styles, and aspects of individuality, such as gender or culture, that add multiple perspectives to a group's activity. Taylor stressed the importance of relationship building and realizing that we all come from different backgrounds and have different skills, especially in an organization like PSE. As someone who is super sales focused, making him forward thinking and focused on what's in front of him, Taylor utilizes the strategic and operational individuals within his organization to strive for the same common purpose. Inclusive leadership is about relationships that can accomplish things for mutual benefit. According to Edwin Hollander's book, Inclusive Leadership, The Essential Leader-Follower Relationship, he mentions reaching leadership at an inclusive level means doing things with people rather than to people. Improving decision-making and achieving desired ends are among its goals, without relying on one person's capabilities alone. Taylor pointed out that leadership is not always for one person. It's often a collective effort. He admitted that with the help of his right hand, PSE's Human Resource Chair, Amy Riker, where he lacks, her strengths complement him as a leader. When asked about how Taylor empowers members of his organization, he replied with, just letting them know it's possible. He used the example of the transition into the new executive board positions in PSE and being passionate about the potential each position has. Taylor believes by utilizing each position to its full potential and allowing for a position holder to make it their own, the entire tone of his chapter could be changed. By utilizing team and individual learning, by transferring the ambition from one person to the next allows for growth, and not only the chapter as a whole, but the person acquiring the role as well. Our book also states that valuing the empowerment of all members creates a larger group of participants or citizens who generally take more ownership of group tasks and processes and feel committed to the outcomes of change. An empowering leader believes each has something to offer and is concerned for each other's growth. Taylor mentioned his friends from back home, and how every morning they'll discuss how they're going to each get better that day. By encouraging one another and staying concerned with each other's growth, They remind each other to set goals and continue to strive for them every single day. When I asked Taylor about his future, he specified his longing to help and encourage others. I want to help people realize they could be doing this much more, and this is how to do it. I want to transfer what I know to other people and seeing them have success. It's honestly what I live for. Taylor himself defined leadership as doing the right things and setting the right example for people to follow. As a firm believer in leading from the front, whether it be pertaining to PSE, class, or his job, he always strives to be the guy in the front of the pack. Taylor believes that having a mentor or someone to look up to is something that has helped him succeed. Finding a mentor, following within their footsteps, and listening to their advice is one of the many tips Taylor left me with. When I asked about who he looked up to, he has always admired the pure passion and hard work his dad puts into his day-to-day life, especially his work. He continued to emphasize the importance of the realization that there's always something you can be learning. Whether you gain that knowledge from a mentor, book, or watching TV, as long as you're understanding there's something you can be doing to get better and doing everything in your power to get there. When I asked for advice for me about obtaining a leadership position within PSE, he stressed that stepping up and deciding you're the one to take charge is key. By submerging myself in it and believing there's nothing holding me back, I will succeed. People want a genuine leader, not a great leader, exclaimed Taylor, but personally I believe he falls into both of those categories. Leaders promote learning in at least 3 ways. Through their own learning on a personal level, by helping others in their organization learn, and by shaping and contributing an organizational culture that promotes learning, says Hesselbein and Shinesky in their book. Taylor Rademacher upholds all the characteristics of an ideal leader. Within this presentation, I discuss why I believe Taylor Rademacher fits the criteria of a relational leader. He excels in the relational leadership model's leadership components of being a purposeful, inclusive, and empowering leader. I asked questions pertaining to communication, advice, and personal experience. After the interview, I left with substantial knowledge that I can utilize in not only my organization, but my everyday life as well. By reminding myself that there's always something I can be doing to grow as a person and leader, I believe I can achieve my goal of being an ideal leader. I'm excited to educate myself on more of the ways I can flourish as a leader. By practicing the 5 primary components of being a purposeful, inclusive, empowering, ethical, and process-oriented leader, I know I can become a successful relational leader. Thank you.